up, YouTube family? So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things that I've learned going from zero to becoming a millionaire. All right. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the family, make sure to boom, smash that subscribe button. So let's rock and roll. So number one is I want you to understand that you're not going to get rich by working at a job. I mean, just ask yourself a question. Now, I'm not talking about someone that you see online, but who do you know personally that you can call up, all right, that got rich, that became a millionaire by working for somebody? The answer is, for me, I don't know of any. So if you want to get rich, you have to be willing to go out there and start your own business, which means you got to take some risk, man. No risk, no reward, all right? And a lot of you, you're afraid to fail. You're afraid to start the business and you're afraid to fail, but you're not afraid of losing out on an opportunity that, hey, what if this business actually work out? You know, missing on an opportunity that could actually make you rich, make you that 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, that $1 million. You only think about the negative, but what about the positive? What if it work out? How better your life would be. All right. So number one. Number two is that when you first starting out, there is no such thing as work-life balance. You just have to be willing to sacrifice your today for your tomorrow. All right. A lot of you need to understand that. You just got to be willing to suck it up and make the sacrifice today for your future tomorrow. You know, if working 8 hours a day would have got you rich, people that work at McDonald's would have became rich, would have became a millionaire. But 8 hours, when you're starting out, man, 8 hours is just a bare minimum. All right. So you need to say, hey, you need to, if you want things that other won't have, can't have, all right, if you want to live the life that majority can only dream of, dude, you got to be willing to work harder than anyone will. Like, you got to go out there and fight for what you want. It ain't going to just come to you. It ain't just going to fall into your lap. All right. So 8 hours is just not good enough. When I first started, man, I was doing 13, 14 hours a day. And I did that for many years. Okay. Number 3 is you can build a virtual business with just a few $100. You don't need to go rent an office space. You don't need physical employee. You don't need all these crazy gadgets. You can make a good amount of money in today's world having a virtual business. All you need is a laptop, a phone, internet. All right. You can communicate through Skype, Zoom, emails, phone call. You don't need to physically be in a certain location, be in an office for you to actually have a business that can make you $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month, even $1 million a month. Now, I'm not at a point where I'm making $1 million a month, but I'm at the point where I'm making 6-figure a month, running my wholesaling business completely virtual. All of my VAs are from the Philippines. I do have 2 U.S. employees, but they all work from home. All right. And we communicate through Skypes. All right. Emails, phone call. And it works just fine. Okay. Now, for those of you who will come, I don't know what business to start. Then go ahead. If you're on YouTube, this is what you're going to do. Okay. Let me get you into wholesaling. For those of you who don't know what wholesaling is, all right, just check out this video. If you're on YouTube, all you need to do is just go to WTMclass.com. Just type in WTMclass.com. It's a 15-minute free training where I will break down and show you exactly how to get into wholesaling and get started. Okay? And have a virtual business. Okay. Number 4, okay? And a lot of you need to understand this. Number 4 is it's not about how much money you make, but it's how much you can keep and reinvest. So the whole thing is it's not about looking rich, but actually becoming rich. And I think a lot of people, this is one of the mistakes that they make once they start to make money. They start to go buy the designer clothes. They start to go buy the fancy car. They start to live in a bigger house than they can afford. So all the money that they make is paying for their lifestyle. So they don't have any extra, right? So they don't have any extra money to invest and to actually get rich. They don't have any extra money to kickstart their business. They don't have any extra money to invest into their self-education. Go to a, maybe there's some mastermind they want to go to. Maybe there's a mentor they want to hire. Maybe there's a course that they want to get into. Maybe there's a community that they got to pay to get into to get access to the knowledge or to the information. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 4. Finally, number 5. I'm trying to make this video short as can be. Short, sweet, and straight to the point. Number 5 is you got to have a good CPA. When you start to make a lot of money, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $100,000 a month, you need to have a good CPA. Don't go cheap, all right? Don't go to like Jackson Hewitt. Don't go to like Liberty Tax. Don't go to like one of those tax places that, the regular W-2 people go to. I used to do that, and it cost me so much money. So knowing what I know today, you need to hire a good CPA. So I pay my CPA. It really depends on the year, but I pay them between $15,000 to $20,000 just to do my taxes. But they save me hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let me give you an example here, all right? Now, I'm not giving you any legal advice about CPA or tax accounting. Go, that's you go do your own research, okay? But let's just say that you make $1 million. Okay, let's just say that you make $1 million in a year. If you don't go do something with that money, you will have to pay Uncle Sam 40 to 50% of your income, depending on what states you live in. So let's just say 40%. 40% of $1 million is 400 G's. So instead of paying Uncle Sam 400 G's, what you can do is you can take that $400,000 and go buy yourself a piece of real estate. And then what you need to do is once you buy the piece of real estate, you can do what's called cost segregation or bonus depreciation, which means that you can write off almost everything on that piece of real estate where you don't have to pay Uncle Sam that $400K. Okay? Now, once again, talk to your CPA, talk to your tax accounting, okay? And ask him about bonus depreciation, tax segregation. It's going to cost you maybe $10,000 to $15,000 just to do that, okay? But it's going to save you 400 G's. So instead of taking $400,000 and give it to Uncle Sam, you took the $400K, you go and park it in a piece of real estate. Renter's going to pay down your debt. Over the next 10 to 15 years, that $400K is going to double 800. Because real estate tend to double every 10 to 15 years. All right? So which means once you start to make a lot of money, man, you need to understand how some of these tax loopholes work and how you can save some money on taxes. Otherwise, you're just going to be slaving away, working, and paying Uncle Sam 40 to 50% of what you make. And this, this brought me to, I don't understand how people can live in California, man. Listen, California has, one of the best weather when it comes to, anywhere. It's just perfect temperature, right? But dude, I don't know, being able just to live in a nice weather and paying Uncle Sam full 50,000 or 50% of what you make. Literally, you literally have a partner. Uncle Sam is your partner. And he takes 50%. He takes the money before you even spend it. So I don't know about you, man, but I would rather just go live in another state. All right. If you want to live in California, maybe, a couple months out of a year, that's just the best way to do it. Okay. Live in another states, Florida. I think Florida's a good place. Texas or something might be another good place. Where the Vegas, right, is also a good place where taxes are low, and then you'll be able to buy, like a vacation home in California, but you don't have, so you can go there, visit, hang out for a few months, and don't have to worry about paying the taxes that someone who lives in California. Okay, and I was talking to Lon the other day. I said the best life is not to it's not to be and live in one place, because I don't care wherever you live. Eventually, that place will become boring. The best is to have enough money where you can travel anytime to any destination that you want. You can live here for a few months. You're like, I'm bored, move to another place, or just travel around. That's just the best. Being able to have that options, to me, is the best. So that's why Lon and I, we decided we wanted to buy like vacation home in multiple spots that we want to go to and eventually want to stay for like a month or 2 months. So now we're looking into Florida. Lon is looking to Hawaii, etc. Okay. So, anyways, those are the 5 things that I've learned. I'm 40 now, going from 0 to 1 million. All right. I mean, there's more, but I'm just going to keep it simple and go with that 5 for now. All right. So, anyone has any questions? Let's go ahead and do a Q&A here. TikTok, if you have a question you want to ask me live TikTok, all you need to do is raise your hand. I'd love to bring you on the live and get your question answered. Okay. Miss D said, Khang, can you go over formula last live? I thank you. Slightly mistake. I was a little confused. Okay. So Miss D, so you're talking about the formula, which is, so what the formula is, Miss D, is called ARV, which means after repair value. What does the property's worth after it's fixed up? So let's just say it's worth 100K after it's fixed up, perfect condition. Okay. Then you minus 30%. That's how much an investor wants to make on their money. So you automatically take 30% off. Then you minus the repair, whatever it costs to rehab the property. And then you minus whatever you want to make, Miss D. That is your offer to the seller. Okay. So we got someone here. Okay. I got Junior here. He has a question. Diego, actually. Diego, hold on a second. Okay, let me bring him on live. He has some questions. How do you, WC said, how do you scale your wholesaling business? That's a great question. And I don't do a whole lot. Okay, I don't think he answered. Oh, shoot. Okay, so here's how so let's talk about your wholesaling operation and how do you scale it? How do you go from, 1 deal, 2 deals, 3 deals a year to actually doing 1 deal a month? Okay, so to scale your wholesaling operations, first thing I need you guys to understand is how to be profitable in your wholesaling business. Okay, because it's not about the number of deals that you do, it's about the amount. All right, the spread of the deal. So I want you to first understand is you need to figure out how much does it cost you per month to run that wholesaling operations. This is very, very important for those of you who's looking to grow and scale your wholesaling business. First off, I need you to figure out what does your monthly expenses, like every single month, this is how much it costs you, whether you close a deal or you don't close a deal. You need to figure this out. It's so important. Okay. So you need to figure out what is your monthly expense. That is system costs and employee costs just to run your business on a monthly base. Next is you need to figure out, so how many deals do you need to close to be able to take care of that monthly expense and then seeing profit? Okay. So let me give you an example. Okay. So you need to understand. So for me, our marketing cost is about, I would say 10K or so a month. And our system, our employee is another 10,000. So we're at roughly about, I would say 20,000. Some month we will hit, depending on our marketing, but some month we will hit up to $30,000 depending on my marketing. But my system and my employee will cost me 10,000 every single month, whether I close a deal or I don't close a deal. You got this? So for me, is that we need to at least close 1 deal. Okay. If we close 1 deal at $20,000, that will cover my monthly expense. Anything over that is for me to keep. It's profit. Okay. So that's something that you guys need to actually figure out, because a lot of you don't know what your business expense is. And sometimes you're running on, you're not even profitable. Okay. Got that? Okay. So now let's answer your questions. How do you scale from a few deals a year to 1 deal a month? So first you need to figure out is that what list are you targeting? So 1, you got to expand your list. So maybe you got a certain list that are, closing you deals. First, you got to expand your list. You got to expand your target. All right. So now maybe you've been targeting vacant property. Next, you might have to add in, pre-foreclosure, tax delinquents to get your target list bigger. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2 is you need to target your area. You need to increase your target area. So maybe first, for example, when I first started, it was just my city. right? And I was doing a few deals a year, my city. Next, I'll be like, dude, I'm running out of people to target. It seems like I'm hitting the same people over and over again, right? And so the next thing I did was I took over my whole entire county. So I expanded my target list, expanded my target area. Okay. Next is that now you got to understand that now I also need to hire on some employee. So for me, if you're starting out, if you want to start closing, let's just say that you want to start closing one deal a month consistently. You've done 3 to 4 deals already. Now you'll be like, Khang, how can I do one deal a month? And that I can do it consistently. So you expand your target list, you expand your target reach. Now you need to hire an admin. Number one is you need to hire an admin. Number two is you need to hire what I call is a lead manager. Someone who filter and qualify the lead for you. Got it? There you go, man. I'm just going to keep it simple like that. An admin is someone who pull the list, skip trace, check your emails and do, just an admin work. Admin work where you can hire anybody to do it, right? Admin. And then they will skip trace it. They pull the list, they skip trace the list, whatever it is, and then they send it over to your what called the lead manager. The lead manager is the one who either taking inbound call or making outbound call. Got it? So whether the seller's calling in from your postcard, your letters, maybe your Google ad or whatever it is, or maybe they're making outbound call, which is straight up cold calling. Their job is to filter and qualify the lead for you. So all you do, WC, is all you do throughout your day is you just sit back and you're just waiting for appointments that you talk to motivated seller. People who are like, hey, I want to sell or I want to get an offer. And typically, WC, you might get 1 or 2 appointments per day. So which means you're not working 8 hours a day in the business because you have systems, you have team that actually does all the work for you. Because a lot of times you guys don't understand what takes the most time is filtering the lead, right? Because you got to dig through the dirt to find that one motivated seller. But you don't have to do it. Your VA or your employee is the one who's doing it for you. So when it comes to talking to like qualified seller, there's not a whole lot of appointment in a day. So if you can get 3 to 4 appointments per day, within a month, you should be able to close one deal, right? So if you get 3 to 4 appointments from your VA per day, from just one VA, how many that? Okay, so if I take 3 times 30, 3 times 30, that's 90 appointments. So roughly about, let's just say 100 people. If you can get 100 appointments per month, WC, you should be able to get one deal out of that. And at this point, bro, you're probably only working maybe 1 hour a day, 1 or 2 hours a day max. And you're able to close just one deal. And that one deal, the average deal is going to be about $20K. So I would say right now, you probably would average about $20,000 per month working 1 or 2 or 3, let's just say between 1 to 3 hours per day. Not bad, right? And this is when you have system, you have process, and you have a team in place. And I'm sharing with you exactly like this is what happened to me. But before I got to that, I was the one who's doing everything. I was the one who sent out the marketing. I was the one who's pulling the list. I was the one who skipped tracing. I was the one who's going on appointment, talking to seller, and all of that. But that is something that you have to do. You have to go through that, right, to actually accumulate the money and then being able to like put system, process, and people in place. And I don't suggest a lot of you say, well, Khang, what if I have 50K? What if I have $100,000? Can I skip that process? You can't. Because if you skip the process, how do you know how to train your employee on? And when there's an issue, how can you get on and how can you handle the issue? Maybe there's a tough seller that your VA need you to talk to, but you never talked to a seller before. You see, to me, to run a business, to be a CEO, to be a business owner, you need to know everything about your business. So which means you have already done it. I mean, it's the only way that you can train other people to do it. And if you've never done it before, how can you teach someone to do it or train your employee up to do it? When your employee called you and said, hey, the seller say this, well, what do I do? How do I come back? You wouldn't even know how to answer that. Hey, the buyer did this. We run into this situation. How can we handle this? You wouldn't even know what to do. So what I'm saying is that there is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut, right? There is no elevator to the top. You just have to use the stair. And here's something that I learned from Shark Tank. And a lot of you might have watched Shark Tank already. And I can't remember who it was, but he said that he would invest into a company that actually have failed a lot. Because if they fail so much, they already know what to avoid. Because if you've never made that mistake, you wouldn't even know what to avoid. So, I've been doing the wholesaling. I've been doing the real estate game for like 12 years, man. I've done all kind of deals under the sun. I've run into like different types of sellers, different types of buyers, and being able to handle them. So when my VA tells me, hey, Khang, I run into this, what should I do? I'm able to tell them what to do. And this is why, a lot of you will be like, well, Khang, about mentorship or being a part of a mastermind. This is why it's so important. Because if you try to go from here to here and you have never been here, how are you going to get there? Right? It's by having a GPS. If you don't have a GPS, you might make a couple wrong turn. You might, do a couple roundabout, and it might take you longer to get here. Like you will eventually get here, but it's going to cost you more time, probably more money, because you'll make more mistake. All right. And you will go around in a circle and so it's going to take you longer to get here. Make sense? And that's why people hire a mentor or they pay a boatload. Like I paid $30,000 just to go to this mastermind. So I can be in a room full of other big investors that I can learn from. Because if I tell them the problem that I have in my business, the people that have done way more than me, they've already experienced that. They'll be like, well, Khang, this is what you do. And bam, right? They'll give you the resource. They'll give you the information, the knowledge, so you don't have to try to figure out yourself. And that's why mentor is so important. Every great, athlete, entrepreneur, businessman that has a mentor. Like no one has done it alone. They all have mentor. If you search them up, they all do. They all have mentor. And that's why to me, kids that are born in a rich family, that their parents was an entrepreneur, like I don't really, like when they tell their story, it's not an inspiration to me. Like I don't get inspired or motivated by them because they already have parents. For example, let's just say Trump. All right. Mr. Trump, man, right? All his kids are freaking beasts. But bro, because their dad is a beast. So they learn they got the shortcut. But majority of us, like me, started, dude, it's a grind to the top. Like I pay my way into every single circle and every single connection. I pay for my mentor. I pay for information. I pay for knowledge. I pay for everything. And a lot of you will come, well, how do I pay if I got no money? Dude, freaking go out there and grind for it. Right? So I use my JOB income. I save. I pay my way, man. And then we have a little side hustle. I took that money and pay my way in. Come on, man. Shit. In this real world, I just want to let you guys know that money talk, bullshit walk. So majority of the stories that inspire and motivates me is the one that started from zero. No connection, no resource, nobody they know. For example, like Uncle G. Some are like, listen, Grant Cardone. Some of you might like him. Some of you might hate him. I understand that. But there's, you can learn something from everybody, whether you hate him or like him. There's something that you can learn because we don't know everything. And if you think you know everything, man, I can almost guarantee you're not that successful. It's the one that don't know that they don't know everything, that they go out there and willing to learn from other people. They take a little piece from here, they take a little piece from here, and they make their own puzzle. Everyone succeed differently. We all have our own little different, unique story. But those are the people that I get inspired, man. Like, dude, this guy started out with nothing and climbed his way to the top. It means I can do it too. Albert said, dude, I can close you. Let's get on the phone. Oh, Albert. Well, dude, today's I appreciate the $1.99 tips, man. But today's not a cold call role play. Come back on Friday, man. Come back on Friday and let's get on the phone and see what you got, what it takes. You know, unless everybody on YouTube on live right now said, Khang, give Albert a chance. Like if I get 33 comments, then I'll get on the phone with you, Albert. So it's going to be up to the people, man. I'm going to leave it up to the people. But Willie said, where do you hire VA, man? So I typically, you know, you can go to Upwork, you can go to Fiverr, but where I hire all my VA is from Facebook group. So all you need to do is if you go onto Facebook, and you just type in, you know, virtual assistant Philippines, dude, you're going to get all these VAs that pops up, dude. You just need to get into their group. And then that's where we hire them. And now Lon, which is the wifey, she used to do the hire, but she doesn't hire anymore. Now she trained up a VA to do the hiring, the qualification process for her. So Lon doesn't have to do it all the time, but she's the one she's going to be the one that's finally interviewing them, right? She's going to interview them for the final. So the VA typically goes through, you know, the VA, and then once they pass the VA, right, then they go to Lon, and then Lon will make the final call if she wants to hire them or not. Okay. So TikTok, if you have any questions, raise your hand, put in the emoji. I'll bring you on live. So if you're on TikTok, do that, and I'll bring you on live. Okay. Victor said I need a buy for a deal in Richmond, Washington. Victor, you're in my backyard, bro. So Victor, if you need a buyer, bro, dude, I got you. Here's what you need to do. And not just Victor, but any single one of you that say, Khang, dude, I've been following you, man. I really need a buyer for my deal. All you need to do is email all the information about the deal to jvdeals@wtmfam.com. My VA, dude, will help you find a buyer for your deal. It doesn't matter where you're at, okay? Thomas, okay, let me bring Thomas on here. Thomas got a questions. All right, Thomas from... Oh, dang. Ripper just gave me $2. Okay, man. 3 ways for leads. You got it, dude. Let me bring some... Hey, Thomas, can you hear me?
What's up, King Khang?
How you doing, brother? Hey, bro. What up? Happy Monday, man.
Yeah, you're not working out in the dress shirts anymore?
Dude, I still do, bro. I typically so I would go from here, man. I'll go home. I'll pick up the wife. We hit the gym, come back, dude. Typically, I'll have like another Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I know that people might look at me all weird and stuff like that in the gym, bro, but I have no problem.
No, it's all good. I'm not hating, man, as long as you're getting it in. I'll keep it brief and quick because I know you got a lot of people up on here. Sure. But real quick background, just briefly, I'm naturally a professional salesman or closer. I've done high ticket sales before.
I love it.
And I worked with a company that started off in like Airbnb business and then transitioned into trying to get other people to sell or get properties, acquire properties through creative finance.
Nice.
But long story short, contract ended, and ever since then, I've been trying to get the proper guidance and mentorship to do that properly.
Sure.
I ended up generating at least $1 million in revenue for that company.
Damn.
And right now, I have pretty much 2 weeks to come up with, or whatever's left in this month, to come up with some funds to pay my bills and everything. So I was wondering if you want to help me make you some money.
So what are you asking, Thomas?
I want you to teach me how to wholesale, and so I can help you get more acquisitions and break you off bread while I get some in myself so I can learn it. I don't know if it's strictly wholesaling or if you do creative finance. I know a little bit of it, not necessarily a master, but is there any opportunity there? What do you think?
Yeah, so Thomas, dude, I mean, first off, dude, I want you to go watch this video. So all you need to do is go to WTMclass.com. Just watch that video, dude. After you watch that video, bro, then reach out to me on Instagram.
Okay.
All right,
I
dude.
got you, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right. God
Later,
bless.
dude. Like, dude, a lot of you, man, you have so much you have so much potential. Like Thomas, dude, he would kill it in the wholesaling business. Like he already worked for somebody, made that company millions of dollars. Dude, like go start your own. Right? See, a lot of you're afraid to go out there and start your own business because you're afraid, well, what if I fail? You're so worried about that consistent paycheck, right? But dude, what if you make it? What if you close a deal that makes you more money than you make in a year working for somebody? See, so many of you just looking at the downside. Well, what about the upside? What about the upside? Right? All you do is you just think about, oh, well, what if I lost my 5,000, my 10,000 I invested? Well, what if you're able to turn that to 100,000? What if you're able to make 200,000? I mean, losing 5,000 or 10,000, what is that going to do to your life? Is it gonna really dramatically change your life where you'll be like, oh man, shit, I'm gonna go homeless? If it does, dude, then maybe don't spend the whole 5K. But majority of you, it's not gonna put you to homeless. You're not gonna lose your car. You're not gonna lose your house, right? But what if? What if you made 100,000? What if you made 200 G's? How is that gonna change your life? Dude, imagine how much more your life would be, how much better if you were able to make that kind of money. Okay, so Ripple, I'm going to answer your question, man. Thank you so much for the $2, dude. Okay, man. So the top 3 ways, dude, to find leads. You ready for this? I'll save number 1 for last. Number 3, dude, is if I were you, dude, I would call, I would call a network with realtors. So call some local realtor in the area, man, and network with them, right? And you want them to bring you what's called pocket listing. And if you can find a realtor that will actually help you submit offer on property that's on the market and will send you expire listing, which means these are property that people are trying to sell. They can't sell it anymore. It's expired. Dude, if you can freaking hit all of those, all of the expired listing, dude, that's what I did when I first started. That got me my first few deals. Okay, so that's number 3, man. Network with realtors. I would also say other wholesaler. Okay. Number 2, dude, it's called what's called D for D, which is driving for dollars. You just need to pick an old neighborhood, dude, and just put out 1 to 2 hours a day. So your goal is, Ripple, is to find 10 rundown houses per day, man, when you're out driving for dollars. And a lot of you said, dude, Khang, I don't have a car. Walk for $1, bike for $1, jog for $1. Dude, if you want it as bad as you say you do, you would crawl. Listen to me, man. You would crawl for dollars. It might take you a long time, Brand. You might get bruises and you might bleed. All right? But you're going to get that money because that's what's important. So a lot of you, dude, you need to stop making excuses and start focused on making that money. Okay? You can only have one or the other. You either make excuse or you're making money. The end. Period. So choose. So if you can just get 10 rundown houses per day, dude, bro, that's 300 rundown houses a month. In 3 months, that's 900 rundown houses. And out of those, man, even if you just do one deal every 3 months and make 25K, that's $100,000 a year that you can stack away. If you just do one every 3 months, don't tell me you can't do that, man. If I can do 6 to 7 a month, dude, you can do one every 3 months, man. You can. If the question is, are you willing to put in the work? And how committed are you to this? Because this is not a get rich quick. For every single one of you need to understand this. If you decide to start your own business, it's not a get rich quick. And I don't care what business you start, whether it's day trading, stocks, whatever it is, man, crypto, affiliate, Amazon, dropship, it doesn't matter. It's not going to happen overnight. It will happen over time. But the problem is the time frame. People will start dropping and quitting like a little bitch after 3. Oh, shit. Oh, man. TikTok might ban me. So after 3 months, after a month, after 2 months, you know that most people that gets into any business will drop out. I would say almost 80% will quit after, let's just say, 3 to 4 months. They would quit. And that's why only a few will make it to the top. The question is that you? You see, it's like going to the gym. That's why I don't really believe in New Year resolution. You know, people are like January 1st. Oh man, this is my year, baby. This is my year. I'm gonna make number one. Oh, I'm gonna make so much money this year. Right? I'm committed. I'm this and that. And after what? After March, people don't go to the gym anymore. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So I don't believe in New Year resolutions. Dude, I believe that unless you're unhappy or unsatisfied, you're not going to change with your body or with your income. Right? Unless you're unhappy, unsatisfied, man, you're not going to change your body, your physical physique, or your bank account, baby. Because majority of you, you're at the point where you're comfortable and you're just living, you're just okay. Right? You're not to the point where you'll be like, dude, I'm sick and tired of this. And that's when it becomes a must. When it becomes a must, my friend, you will do whatever is required. Make sense? When it's a must. I hope you understand that, because if it's not a must, I can almost guarantee you, majority of you will put it in the back burner and you will procrastinate. You won't do it. And even if you do, you won't commit. You won't. And that's why you're like, Khang, why hasn't wholesaling worked for me? Because you're not working. You're not committed, man. Imagine if you just go to the gym. Even if you go to the gym, did you guys know how powerful just walking is? Let me tell you. This is how powerful walking is. Like, you don't need to go to the gym and hire a fitness trainer and go pump iron, because 90%, man, is in your food. Now, I'm not a fitness guru, all right? But let me share what I've learned from fitness guru. 90 and what Lon is doing and what I'm doing or used to do. Dude, 90% is food. You guys need to understand. 90% of your diet is in food. 10% is working out, man. See, when you're starting out, just go inch by inch. Inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard will be hard. A lot of you do. You go to the gym, you be like, hey, for the next 30 days, I want to lose 30 pounds. And all of a sudden, 3 weeks in and you lost 5 pounds. And you're like, this doesn't work. Come on, man. Just like a lot of you start in wholesaling. You'll be like, oh, I want to close a deal call in the next 30 days. Great. It's nice to have a goal. All right. It's nice to have a goal. But dude, Khang, I want to close a deal in the next 30 days. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. But dude, if you don't, you'll be like, I'll get it next month. If you don't, I'll get it next month. That should be your attitude. It's like, hey, I'm going to keep going at this until I succeed, until I win. Because you got to understand, man, winners don't quit. And quitters never wins. You know what quitters end up? They end up as a little working for someone at the J.O. to B until they're 65. Okay, so let's get into Ripple. One last one, dude. Okay, so number one, dude, and this is what I use right now. And you can do it. All you need is a laptop, a phone, and $100, bro. Here's the software that I use, dude. You literally can go into any city, any states, any zip code. You can pull up any list you want from the comfort of your own home. All you need to do is, dude, go to deals, the number 4, menow.com. I put it right there on YouTube. Dude, just go to that that website, man. And Ripple, if you're having a hard time using that software, here's what I'm going to do for you and for everyone watching. I'm going to put a link in my description where I'm going to show you how to use that software, bro. What list you would pull, how to skip trace, like everything to make $20,000 a month just from that software. I'll put that link to that software or that video, dude, right in my description, okay? So make sure you check it out. But that, dude, would be your number one. Because you really don't have to drive for dollars. You can go into that software and go in any city, any states, any zip code, dude, and you can really narrow it down what list you want to pull. You can list stack everything. Right there, bro, okay? Oh, man, too. People on YouTube are just giving me money now just to stay on here answering questions. And they're cheap, too. Shit. Can you send me your academy program? 2K, I don't know. Okay. So, hold on a second. Let me bring Angie, or let me bring one of my girls. Okay. Actually, you know what? Here's what I like you to do. Let me connect you with one of my girls right away. So let's email me. Here's what you email me to WTMfam@gmail.com. So email there and ask about the academy, and I'll make sure one of the girls helped you out, okay? Bam. Right there. I got you. Okay. What other question you guys got here? So TikTok, if you're on TikTok, all you need to do is raise your hand. I'll bring you on live and you can ask me any questions that you want, okay? What other questions? Man, Ripple man, do you have people cold calling? If so, okay, Angie just called me. Hold on a second. Probably important. Hey, Angie. What's that? Oh, shoot. Yes. Okay. Okay, Angie, bye. Oh, man, I have a meeting. Sorry. TikTok, I'm out. All right, YouTube family. My assistant just called me and said that we have a meeting at 12, and I totally forgot. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here with me. Ripple, to answer your question, do you have, I have 3. Okay, so here's what my team look like. We got 3 co-caller. I got 2 purchase manager. Okay, so we got 3 lead manager. Their job is filter qualify the lead. I got 2 purchase manager who calls back, lock deal on the contract. And then I got 1 transactional coordinator. Her job is once the deal is under contract, is to get the deal closed, find the buyer and close the deal. And then I have 1 admin, right? I call them admin, and also their job is also to a call auditor. Their job is to get on the call, make sure they audit and listen to all the call that all the other VAs make, so they can audit the call. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope this video add enough value to you where it deserves a boom thumbs up. I'll see you on the next live. I'm out.